What's going on, guys? Randy Diller here at BNC. I want to ask you a question. Have you ever tried to do something new? Of course, we all have. And we've never gotten it right the first time. In fact, for us to be able to learn how to do something new, we have to be faithful to it. We have to keep trying over and over and over again. And as we try, we get better and better and better at it. I think of driving a car. Driving a car, you weren't real good at it at first. But after driving hundreds and hundreds of miles, you can almost go on a really long trip and not really think about driving. You just do it. That's sort of like our relationship with God. Sort of. You can't put your relationship with God on autopilot or on cruise control and expect things to grow. It doesn't quite work like that. But here's the thing. You cannot grow closer and closer to God just doing it once and then expecting everything to keep going as it always has. If you want to grow closer to God and be able to hear His voice more, you have to keep doing it over and over and over. You have to be faithful to the things that draw you close to God. In fact, in James, he talks about if you want God to draw close to you, draw close to Him. If I think about my wife, if I want to snuggle up close to Miss Nikki, I have to move myself. I can't just expect her to do it. I have to move myself closer to her. And the same with my kids. If I want to cuddle up close to one of my daughters, I can't just think that they're going to know what I want. I'm going to have to go to them and be close to them. And it's that exact same way with God. We have to be faithful with our relationship with God to be able to do that. Just because we've established a relationship with Him, it's not a once and done sort of thing. We did it once, and now we have to continually invest in that relationship with God and keep trying at it and keep doing it again and again and again and doing the things that draws us closer to Him. Peter was absolutely faithful to God, and that's a story we're going to talk about this Sunday. Peter was in jail, and those that were praying for Peter prayed fervently for him. And eventually, Peter was let go, and he was led out of the prison by an angel sent from God. Peter was faithful to the mission that God had given him, and it sent him to jail, but he was faithful that God was going to take care of him, regardless of what would happen. And the people, the church at that time, were fervently praying, believing that they were going to do something, that their prayer was going to do something, and it did. God moved and led Peter through an angel out of the prison. Our relationship with God does not move unless we're practicing it, unless we're doing it. And you do get better and better and better. And while it's not like auto cruise, on a car where you can just set it and forget it, you can get to the point where it becomes somewhat automatic for you. You learn to crave those things that draw you closer to God. You learn to want to do those things. But you have to practice at it. And none of us is good at it at the start. We have to practice at it. And so with your relationship with Jesus, what are the things that you do to draw you closer to Him? Is it coming to church on a regular basis? Is it sitting down and reading His Word, doing a devotion? Maybe it's singing worship songs on your way to work, on your commute. Whatever the case may be, find out what that is for you. And you may already know what it is. If you know what it is, continue to do those things and look for new things that can help you grow closer to Him. And you get better at that relationship with Him. You can also do that with your kids. Find out what things that connects you with your kids and do those things. Faithfulness. It's being dependable. It's being trustworthy. God has always been faithful to us. Let's do our best to be faithful to Him, and not only to Him, but also be faithful to relationships that we have on this earth. Because when we love those relationships, that is one way of expressing our love for Him. Be faithful. Thank you so much for being a part of our BNC family.